Before you put on another pair of shoes today, I need you to stop and look down at your feet. Because one of the 7 pairs I'm about to show you might already be sitting in your closet right now. And every single time you slip them on, you're adding years to how the world sees you. Not your face. Not your hair. Your shoes. Stylists who work with women over 60 will tell you the same thing behind closed doors. They can guess a woman's age from across the room just by watching her walk in. It's that obvious once you know what to look for. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what to look for, because I'm breaking down all 7. Starting with the one almost every woman over 60 still owns and still reaches for without thinking twice. Hey there, welcome back if you're already part of the Grace Beyond 60 family. And if this is your first time here, I'm so glad you found us. This channel is a space for women who refuse to let a number define how put together, how confident, and how beautiful they feel every single day. All without spending a fortune to get there. So get comfortable, maybe grab your coffee, because today's video might just change the way you shop for shoes forever. Stick around, because number 4 on this list is the one nobody warns you about, and it's probably the biggest surprise on the whole list. #SHOE number 1. The Comfort First Bulky Sneaker. Let's start with the one that fools almost everyone, because it's sold to us as the smart choice. I'm talking about those oversized, thick-soled sneakers with the exaggerated rubber base, the kind that look like they belong on a hiking trail crossed with a spaceship. Brands market them as comfort technology. And yes, your feet might thank you, but your silhouette pays the price. Here's the part nobody tells you. When a shoe is bulkier than your ankle, it visually shortens your leg and throws off your whole proportion. Your body reads as heavier, your walk reads as more cautious, and cautious, unfortunately, reads as older. It's not about the comfort, it's about the shape. A woman can be completely steady on her feet and still look fragile simply because of what's covering them. The uncommon fix that actually works. Look for a low-profile sneaker with a slightly tapered sole, something like a clean leather trainer or a minimalist walking shoe. You still get the support, but the line of your leg stays intact. Brands aren't always upfront about this, but a half-inch difference in sole thickness can change how your entire outfit reads from across a room. And here's a secret most people over 60 don't know. White or neutral tone sneakers with a subtle color block actually look more expensive and more modern than the bulky orthopedic styles, even when they cost less. It's proof, once again, that looking put together over 60 has very little to do with your budget, and everything to do with knowing what to look for. #SHOE number 2. The Thin Ankle Strap Flat. This one is sneaky because it looks so innocent. A cute little flat with a delicate strap wrapping around the ankle. It seems feminine, it seems classic, but that thin strap is doing something you may not have noticed. It cuts your leg visually in half right at the widest, most visible part of your ankle. Think of it like drawing a line across a photograph. Anywhere you place a strap, the eye stops there. If that stopping point happens to be at your ankle, it draws attention to swelling, to thickness, to anything you may already feel self-conscious about, and it makes your leg look shorter in the process. The fix isn't to give up flats altogether, because flats are a staple, especially for comfort and practicality. The trick is choosing a flat with a low vamp, meaning the front of the shoe sits lower and shows more of your foot, or one with no strap at all so the eye travels in one long, unbroken line from your knee to your toes. This one small switch instantly makes your legs look longer without you changing anything else about your outfit. Here's something most style experts won't say out loud. Pointed or almond toe flats do more for your leg line than any legging or trouser ever could. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember that the shape of your toe box matters just as much as the color of the shoe. #SHOE number 3. The Worn Out Shapeless Ballet Flat. I want to be gentle here because I know this one hits close to home. Ballet flats have been a wardrobe hero for decades, and there's nothing wrong with owning them. The problem isn't the ballet flat itself, it's what happens to it after 2 or 3 years of wear. Once the sole starts to crease, once the toe box loses its shape and starts caving in, once the fabric or leather starts to pucker at the sides, that shoe stops looking classic and starts looking tired. And here's the uncomfortable truth. A tired-looking shoe makes the whole outfit look tired, even if everything else you're wearing is brand new. This is less about the style of shoe and more about maintenance, and it's the one nobody talks about on style channels. A flat that has lost its structure sends a subconscious signal that you've stopped paying attention to the small details. And small details are exactly what separates a woman who looks effortlessly elegant from one who just looks like she got dressed. The fix costs nothing extra. Rotate your flats. Never wear the same pair 2 days in a row, because shoes need at least 24 hours to fully recover their shape after being worn. And once a ballet flat starts to crease permanently at the crease line, it's time to let it go, no matter how comfortable it still feels. Comfort and appearance are two different things, and after 60, you deserve both. #SHOE number 4. The extreme pointed stiletto. Now here's the one I promised you, the surprise nobody expects to see on this list. You'd think stilettos would be the safe, elegant choice, the one thing that always reads as polished. But an extremely narrow, needle-sharp pointed toe does something strange to your whole leg line. It creates a visual mismatch, a wide, mature calf tapering down into an unnaturally sharp point. And that mismatch is what the eye catches first. It's not about being anti-heel. Heels absolutely still belong in your closet after 60. It's specifically about the extreme, exaggerated point that was popular in past decades. That silhouette has quietly become dated. The same way a very specific eyebrow shape or a certain haircut immediately places someone in a certain era. The uncommon swap here is a rounded or slightly squared toe with a moderate 2 to 3 inch heel. This shape is having a real moment right now, favored by stylists who work with women in their 60s and beyond because it looks intentional and current rather than like something pulled from the back of the closet. It also happens to be more comfortable, which honestly feels like a win we don't get very often. Alright, before we move into the last 3, and trust me, they might sting a little more than the first 4, let's pause for a second. If this is helping you see your closet differently, go ahead and tap that like button right now. It genuinely helps more women just like you find this video. And I'd love to know down in the comments, which one of these 4 surprised you the most? Was it the sneaker? Or did the stiletto catch you off guard like it does most people? While you're down there, go ahead and hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because every week we're breaking down another piece of the puzzle to help you look effortlessly put together after 60. Alright, let's get back into it. #SHOE number 5. The everyday flip-flop or bear slide. This one is going to feel personal to a lot of you, especially if you live somewhere warm. The flat rubber flip-flop or the completely bare slide, the kind with zero structure and a thin strap between the toes, might be the single most aging shoe choice for everyday wear, and it has nothing to do with comfort or practicality around the pool. The issue is posture. A shoe with no arch support and no structure changes the way you walk. It shortens your stride and adds a slight shuffle that the eye picks up on instantly, even from a distance. It's the walk, more than the shoe itself, that reads as older. Add to that the fact that bare feet exposed at every angle draw attention to the parts of our feet that change naturally with age. And you've got a combination that works against you without you even realizing it. Here's the fix that keeps the comfort without the trade-off. Look for a slide or sandal with a slightly structured footbed and a covered or thicker strap across the top of the foot, rather than the thin toe post style. Brands have started making beautiful leather slides that look almost like a loafer had a summer baby with a sandal, and they give you the same breathable, easy feeling while completely changing your posture and your silhouette for the better. #SHOE number 6. The clunky heeled over-the-knee boot. Boots are wonderful, and over-the-knee boots in particular can be absolutely stunning on a woman over 60 when they're done right. The problem is specifically the combination of a very tall shaft with a thick, clunky block heel. Together, they create a proportion problem. The boot swallows your leg rather than shaping it, and the heavy heel underneath makes the whole silhouette feel bottom-heavy. This is one of those cases where the individual pieces aren't the problem, it's the pairing. A tall boot needs a slimmer heel to balance it out, something that gives your leg a sense of length even while it's mostly covered. Without that balance, the boot ages the outfit instantly, even if the leather is expensive and the styling is otherwise flawless. The uncommon tip here, the one most articles skip entirely, is to pay attention to where the boot hits on your leg, not just the heel shape. A boot that stops right at the widest part of your thigh will always look heavier than one that either stops just below the knee or goes fully over it. That in-between stopping point is the trap. If you already own a pair like this, A simple fix is folding the top of the boot down slightly, which changes the stopping point and instantly softens the whole look. Hashtag SHOE number 7. The Velcro Strap Easy Wear Shoe. And finally, the one that might be the hardest to hear, because it's usually chosen with the best intentions. The Velcro Strap Shoe, marketed heavily toward comfort and ease, especially for days when bending down to tie laces feels like more trouble than it's worth. Here's the honest truth. It's not the Velcro itself that's the problem, it's the boxy orthopedic shape that almost always comes attached to it. These shoes are typically designed with function as the only priority, which means style gets left behind entirely. And when a shoe looks purely medical rather than fashionable, it sends a message about how a woman sees herself, whether that's fair or not. The good news is that Velcro has quietly had a fashion glow-up in recent years. There are now sleek, streamlined sneakers and flats with a hidden Velcro closure disguised beneath a fold of fabric or leather, giving you every bit of the ease you need without sacrificing how the shoe actually looks. It's one of those small, uncommon swaps that changes everything while solving the exact same practical problem you were trying to solve in the first place. So there you have it, all 7. And if you caught yourself nodding along, maybe even feeling a little called out, don't worry, I promise you're not alone. Almost every woman watching this has at least one of these shoes tucked away in her closet right now. Myself included when I started really paying attention to this a few years ago. The goal was never to make you feel bad about what you own. It was to help you see your wardrobe with fresh eyes, because small shifts like these are what quietly separate a woman who looks effortlessly elegant from one who's simply following old habits out of comfort. If this video helped you, that's exactly what this channel is here for. And it means the world if you'd give it a like before you go. Drop a comment and tell me which shoe you're retiring first. I promise I read every single one, and I love hearing your stories. And if you haven't already hit subscribe, now's the time, because next week we're tackling another wardrobe piece that might be quietly aging your whole look without you ever realizing it. Until then, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.